Hi everyone, Heike here. Welcome back to Stone Cold Coffee Crafts, and today we have part 2 of my comparison mystery project of the two flower paintings from the WIP store. This is going to be the WIP Chat part, so if you haven't seen part 1, this was the unboxing. I'm going to link the video somewhere up there. Please check it out and come back afterwards so you know what I'm doing here. I had one of my viewers ask me recently if I could do a list of shops I would or would not recommend, and I thought, why not do this in a WIP Chat? And since I decided that I'm not going to do one big video of all 3 parts of this project in one, but 3 separate videos posted in order within a few days, I thought this is going to be a good subject for a WIP Chat. So I pulled together a list of shops where I not just ordered from, but I also completed at least one of the paintings. Because I don't want to give my opinion just on ordering and unboxing something, unless there are a couple of stores on here where I ordered, didn't get my stuff, and had to file a dispute. And of course, this is an absolute no-go, and that's why they made it on this list, despite what I just said. So, and while I talk about shops and issues I had with them, or didn't have with them, depending on which shops we are talking about. Let's just live with that. I'm going to work on the round painting of this flower. So I'm not quite halfway done with this painting. It is the second. I finished the square first, but I didn't have the time to record a WIP Chat while I did the first one. It was a crazy couple of weeks in the last 2 weeks, and I've not had much opportunity to record a lot of things except for quick unboxings whenever the orders came in. I will be doing a show and tell of my diamond painting pens very soon too, because in the last few weeks I got quite a few of them in. I've ordered from 4 different places who provide these hand-turned pens. This is actually from the original handmade diamond painting pen, I think is the name of the group, the one with the insanely long wait list. I think it took 4 months between me getting myself on the list and actually receiving my pens, so this is really, really, really long. But I found a few groups which should be faster, at least for you American guys. I mean, for me it's still sometimes up to a month of shipping time, depending on how long custom decides to sit on these pens. But I thought I would do a show and tell, much like I did with my complete paintings, because I'm a bit of a collector and I own a lot of these pens by now, not just this type, but the cutesy ones as well. The converted regular pens, if you know what I mean. Alright, so in case I only have a couple of beads for a certain color, I'm not going to dump my beads into my tray, because this takes a lot longer than just trying to grab and stab them here from my container. Was grab and stab something that Mrs. Coffee invented? I'm not sure. Lisha, if you did, let me know. But I've been calling it grab and stab for quite some time now, because it's very fitting. Anyway, get on topic, woman. So I'm going in order of ordering. I started diamond painting last year in July, and my first order I ever put in was with the Suya official store. It was a square painting of an owl. I showed it to you. It is completely distorted because they took a rectangular painting and pretty much distorted it into a square, and it looks horrible. So the question was, would I recommend, would I buy again? I'm not quite sure if I would from the Suya official store, to be honest with you. Back then the drill quality was okay. It wasn't the best, it wasn't the worst. There was no tension and no popping, though this is a good thing, I guess. I don't know how it is today. Maybe they have joined the Drillmageddon club. Not sure, because this is actually not a fault of the sellers per se. It's more due to the production process and the very few production companies trying to squeeze as much money out of the molds as they can. So basically they are overusing the molds. They are only usable for a certain amount of drills and then they have to replace them. And if they don't replace them, the result is crappy drills. Great. And I have been told by Diamond Art Club actually that the drill manufacturers are very few. So they are basically monopolists and yeah, they do what they want. So it's pretty much up to the diamond painting shops to get their hackles up and put their feet down and try to get these companies to cooperate. And it's up to us to complain and to point out the issues, because if we don't, they won't. So, Suya official, would I order from them again? At this point, probably no. By now I've found a lot of companies I like, and I don't think I would go back and try them again. I wasn't completely put off by them, but I also wasn't super impressed. So yeah. Probably not the worst you can do. It's also not the best you can do. I think I just did what I said I wouldn't do. I poured out my drills and I don't have a lot of twos on here. Fantastic. So my second order ever was for the 7 Color Sunflower store, and it was this Iron Man painting, the watercolory one. I enjoyed this painting quite a bit. The 7 Color Sunflower store is more on the expensive side, and in hindsight, because I didn't know it back then, my painting actually had a pucker, and I think I've seen unboxings since then with paintings that has had puckers as well, so it looks like this is a recurring issue with this shop. So I would say, well, it wasn't the worst experience I had. At least the drills back when I bought my painting were still very good quality and I enjoyed working on it. But they are also not super pricey, but they are pricey compared to others, and I'm not sure if I can recommend them based on that. Probably not really. Okay. So, third shop ever, and that one is a doozy. It's Who Can. Or like I lovingly call them, Who Can't. Because they can't. I saw a ton of unboxings back in the day, and everyone was singing the praises of Who Can. And I thought, yes, they have this one painting, the blue tree with the critters and stuff, and I like it. It's so cute. And Who Can has it, yet let's get it in the biggest size they offer. First problem was the biggest size they offered was a 45 by 60, and that was too small for that painting. The details don't come out. You can barely recognize the critters. It's just not how I would like it to look. But this is actually not the biggest issue I had with this painting. I bought mine in July, and people blame the July sale for Drillmageddon, but it's actually not. It's the drill manufacturers, like I said. But Who Can, one thing that's something people like so much about Who Can, they are super, super, super cheap. And I think that is the issue. Them being so cheap, they basically buy the cheapest drills. And the cheapest drills are the ones that have a lot of trash in them. It's what Diamond Art Club called the final 10%, I think. This is something they, for example, don't purchase. They have to pay extra because they don't want those drills, but they don't purchase them because they are usually not the best quality and they have a lot of trash in them. And I think that Hurricane doesn't care because they sell very cheap. And that's why they have the worst issues with the drills. The worst popping, the worst overcrowding, the worst knobbly bids. It's because they have crap drills. Because even in China, like my former boss liked to put it, and if you have little ears in the room, cover them now. Shit in, shit out. If you don't pay for quality, you won't get quality. That's the lesson I've learned with Hurricane. I bought from Hurricane twice, like I said, in July, and then when they claimed in October last year that they had solved all the drill issues, I thought, well, yeah, okay, let's try again. Bought another painting, it was just as bad. So no improvement whatsoever. And I know if you contact them and tell them, you know, this is not working, they are going to replace the drills. But quite honestly, that doesn't help me if they don't improve their quality. If they give me more crappy drills, I just have more crappy drills. Doesn't help me at all. So Hurricane for me is a clear no buy. And it will stay on my no-buy list until they actually improve their quality. I know that is a very controversial topic because there are a lot of people who actually like Hurricane, who claim that they have good quality. I don't see it. I mean, even in the canvas, I don't see it. My first Hurricane canvas with the blue dree was still a good canvas, a thick canvas. The one I got afterwards and all of the canvases I got from the other Hurricane stores, and we'll talk about them later in this video, was very thin, very cheap, very rubbery. I did not like it. It just followed the path of the drills into shitty quality territory. So I'm not impressed and I'm never going to recommend them. I mean, unless you're a masochist and you like pain, and you like to put yourself through pain, then they are perfect. Go ahead. Next one after Hurricane was a shop called DSH Official. And I bought a painting which I called... What did I call her? I think Knitting Girl, because it's a comic-y painting of a girl who is knitting with yarn balls on her head as part of her hair. It was very cute. And I saw this on one of the diamond painters' YouTube, but she got it from Home Fun, and when I looked at it at the Home Fun store, they didn't have it on offer any longer, so I tried to find an alternative. And the blame is on me. The DSH Official store was, you guess it, cheap. So I bought this painting in 60 by 60. The person I saw it from, I think, actually had it in 70 by 70 and it looked gorgeous, but I thought it doesn't have to be quite that big. And the shop I got it from only offered it up to 60 by 60, so I decided to go with that one. The 60 by 60 painting came in a trash bag. No foam core, trash bag, no protection whatsoever. The canvas was destroyed when it arrived here. It was not usable at all. So I basically had to trash it, which was very sad. Quite honestly, I kept the drills at first, but and I think I still have them. I know I still have them. But I looked back at them later when I was a bit more involved in the whole Drillmageddon topic, and the drills weren't good quality either. So I still have them. Pretty sure I did not toss them, because it was a 60 by 60. It was a huge amount of drills, as you can imagine. And I thought, well, at least I stocked up my stash. Oh, another thing with that store, they shortened me on 2 colors. One was for 2 bags and one was for 1 bag. And I don't know how many times I explained to them, and I got very, very, very basic. I told them 2 times color number this and that, 1 time color number this and that. That's not, there's no way you can misunderstand this, even with the language barrier. There's no way. Not only did they only send me 1 of the 2 colors, they got the numbers of bags right though, yay. They also sent me round instead of square. My painting was a square. Good God. This was still in the very beginning, so I did not know about the disputing system, and I didn't dispute. I tried to solve it with the seller directly. The only thing they would do would give me a $2 discount on future orders, which was of course bullshit because I was not going to order from them again. But anyway, I'm smarter now. I just filed a dispute 2 days ago. So yeah, DSH official store, clear no buy if they even still exist. And yeah, just don't do it. They are horrible. Next one was Home Fun Official. So from Home Fun Official, I have bought several times now, and my experience with them is that I do not recommend the rounds because you can see the black circles, which you also see on this painting, and you can actually see around the drills, even though you probably can't see that on screen right now. You can see them around the drills, and hi kitty. And with Home Fun, the circles are actually very black, very bold. These are not as black and bold, so they are workable. And the cat is right here, and I hope she doesn't decide to step on the glue. But yeah, I would not recommend that because they will show up around the lighter color drills and it won't look good. There's no way to put the drills down in a way that covers these circles up because they are just printed too big. That's the same issue I have here right now, and this is also the reason why I place them 1 by 1. I would usually use a 3-placer for a round painting, but not in this case because I want to place them very exact, and that's not possible with a 3-placer, so you see the least amount of circle around the drills as possible. Still see them, so there's no way around that. So for Home Fun, round is a no for me. Their drills are gorgeous, but if they don't change the way they print the canvas, the result will not be satisfying for me. Or maybe I should mention at this point that I'm very picky. So there are not going to be a lot of shops that I will wholeheartedly recommend to you in this video. I'm sorry. I try to point out where I am super picky. I hope you can pick that up. And if it is something that would not bother you, please go ahead and order. I mean, it's not like the drills cause tension or pop or... Well, for Home Fun, you have to keep in mind that they often have oily drills, and there was a bit of a bubbling issue in the glue as well, in the adhesive. I shouldn't always say glue, it's adhesive. I'll learn it one of these days. So there are a few things you have to fix with these paintings. Please keep that in mind. But as far as how the end results look, in the shading department, in the color transition department, Home Fun is really good. Even for the rounds, you will just see the circles around your lighter colored drills, and quite honestly, I don't know anyone who thinks that's a good look. Yeah. A quick sip of Stone Cold coffee. Square drills, on the other hand, they fit, at least on the paintings I've got from Home Fun, they fit very well. I have completed a big one. The cat is trying to throw stuff to the floor, like cats do. Annoying little buggers. Where was I? I completed a big one. And I completed a smaller one, a 30 by 40. And I didn't have any issues as far as overcrowding or popping. I had oily drills, like I mentioned. And I had a few bubbles in the glue in the adhesive for the smaller one, not for the bigger one. The adhesive in that one was perfect, actually. As far as my paintings go, I bought from them the print was very good, no issues there. So for square, I would say they are sure not the worst. If you have a huge issue with washing your drills, you might be annoyed with them. I completed a big Tinkerbell painting, and the oily color in that one was actually my main color. I had a ton of bags of this color. Do I have it around here? Wait a moment. I actually had this whole jar full with this one color. It's not as bad as Rachel Ray's Nightbringer with the black, but it was still, I think, 90-something bags of that color. So it was a lot. And I had to wash them all because they were oily, which was, I will admit, not fun. But it was doable. I washed them all at once in a big glass with dish soap, and it worked. But it is annoying, especially if it is a main color. It's very annoying. If it's just one bag, it's a bit like with this painting. The square didn't have any oily drills, but the round, this color 604, that was just slightly oily. You didn't see it on the bags. Usually you see some kind of condensation on the bags. That's actually the oil. In that case, you didn't see that at all. I just noticed when I tried to dump them into my containers and they didn't move as freely. As you can see, they usually move very freely, and they didn't. So I had to wash them, and I still have to wash them because I still have, I think, 6 more bags of them, and I will probably need at least 4 to 5 more. Unless they totally overdid it with the drills in this painting here. So this is not a fun thing, but at least it's fixable. There are other things that are not, like circles that come out around the drills. So yeah, for me, the Home Fun Official, mind you, the Home Fun Official store is a good one. And if you want to try out diamond painting, I think they are not the worst choice you can make. They are also not the best one. Next one was Drill Shiny Official Store. The Drill Shiny Official Store, I have not ordered square from them, so I have no idea about the squares. I'm only going to talk about round. My very first round painting I ever did was from the Drill Shiny Official Store. It was this owl in the poppy field, and this painting was a dream to do. I loved it. I still love it. It's super sparkly. It had so many colors. I think 46 colors was the painting with the most amount of colors I had until that point. I think by now I had at least one Diamond Art Club that had more. Not sure. And this was very, very good. So my experience with round paintings from the Drill Shiny store, absolutely recommended. I can't remember if they offer a lot of round though. I think their main paintings on offer are square. I might test them at some point, I'm not sure, but so far I haven't yet, so I'm not going to recommend the squares. I'm probably, let's say I recommend you try. Don't get the biggest painting maybe, if they are not good. At least you don't have to power through a huge painting. That can be very painful. Oh, guys, I'm putting the wrong color down the whole time. Oh no. Yep, you see, that happens to me as well. Why have I started with this color? Okay. Fun. Now you see me picking off drills. Okay, next one is Noji store. I have rounds and a square from the store. The round is an absolute no. The paintings from these store were the ones that taught me that round paintings can have the popping issue as well. They were horribly overcrowded. They popped. If you have seen my show and tell, it was the snowman and the Santa painting. Horrible. Nope, not going to recommend that. Why didn't I notice this sooner? Freaking hell. I'm sorry. This is not going to be fun because it also means that the drills will be sticky afterwards. Yay. Are they already sticky? You know what? We are going to separate them from the crowd. How about that? We might have more than we need of this color anyway. I think it's our main color. Anyway, I still have the square. I haven't tried that one, but quite honestly, it's the replacement blue tree, the one I did from Huracan, which was too small. I got this in a 60 by 80 from this store. Yes, I was that crazy. And I'm not sure if this will turn out, because the one I had from Huracan had 40 colors, or maybe even over 40 colors. And the one I got from that store only has 30 colors. And I am a firm believer of colors. You need a lot of them to make your painting look good. It will look too blocky if you don't have enough shades to transition from one color to the other. It's just not working. So I know some people have a different philosophy. This is mine. So I can't say yet for the square, but due to my experience with the round and other paintings I have completed with too few colors, I'm not super pumped about it. Let's put it that way. Oh, stop sticking to my finger. Frick. So no recommendation for round, probably not a recommendation for square. I will let you know if I ever try to do that painting. I am not sure yet. I'm looking at the canvas right now. It's staring me in the face. Next one was Fuyun official store. I personally love that store. It's a clear recommendation for me. They have a wonderful adhesive, which is very different to the other adhesive I've worked with. And I have had no issues with it. Rachel recently showed her stash of paintings, and I was really shocked how her Fuyun canvases looked, because her adhesive is actually, there are monster bubbles in it that weren't there when she unboxed it. And I actually went back in my stash and checked mine, and they are still fine. I have a couple I haven't done yet, which I ordered in November. And I have had them since. They took a long time to ship the second time. I think I received them sometimes in January, so I have had them for 4 months. They are still fine. The adhesive is still completely down and in perfect condition, so I have no idea what happened there. But I'm a fan of the Fuyun store, so me personally, I would recommend that. And I believe that the Oli store is pretty much the same. They might be like the Ever Moments and Huracan and AZQSD and Evershine. They might be store families. Not sure though. And talking about AZQSD, oh god. So I didn't know, back when I ordered from them, I didn't know that AZQSD belonged to Huracan in some way. And excuse me. Felt that one coming, but not quick enough. They belong together. I've heard several times that they actually deny that, but I know that people have written to the AZQSD customer service and got a reply from Sherry, who is actually the owner from Huracan. So in some way they have to belong together. And I'm pretty sure they do. They have the same cheap prices, the same awful quality. They ship in the same boxes, and honestly, my AZQSD Wolf, I ordered a Wolf, and the second one I got had one tiny strip of Huracan paper on it. So it was a 45 by 60, so it was 4 strips of this Sunner Group tape, and then a 5cm tape of the Huracan branded one. So they do belong together, no matter what they tell you. And the story I have with the AZQSD store, I ordered a Rainbow Wolf painting from them, and I ordered it in round because AZQSD at that point, don't know if they still do it, offered all their paintings in round and square. So I ordered the round. I got this painting, I think, in a very reasonable time. No issues there. I unboxed it. It looked good. It was a canvas with no circles and no grid. And usually these mean round drills, because for squares you usually get the grid. I didn't make the connection to something that also happened with Huracan, where they tried to mask up their drill issues by removing the grid from the square paintings. Like that would help with the issues. But yeah, they tried that. I didn't make the connection, or I would have suspected that I probably just got a canvas that was supposed for square drills, because you guess it, the canvas I got was supposed to go with square drills. I actually put a vote up on my Instagram and asked my followers, please help me choose. I want to do round painting next, but I can't decide. And I think I had 5 different paintings up for voting. And the Rainbow Wolf got the majority. So I pulled that one out, sat down, picked up the first 3 drills, put them down and thought, what the hell? They didn't fit. They were way, way too big for the canvas. You might remember what I told you during this unboxing in the first part of the video. Square drills are 2.5 millimeters, and per square inch you have 100 of them. Round drills are 2.8 millimeters, which means that per square inch you have 9 by 9, which is 81. Round drills don't fit on a square canvas, they are too big. Square drills fit on round canvas, as in they are not too big, but it will look like crap because they are too small, and there will be gapping, 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 gapping. Alright, so I took pictures. I contacted the AZQSD customer service and I told them, guys, we have an issue here. You sent me a canvas for square drills, but I ordered round and I got round beads. That kicked off 3 days of painful discussions with a customer service that clearly didn't know what they were selling. I mean, What? Seriously, what? They didn't understand. This person I was talking to didn't understand what I was trying to tell. They were talking down to me with their, oh dear, you just have to bullshit, which I absolutely hate. Don't call me dear if I don't know you. Please. Don't do it. It's so rude. And don't try to explain to me that the picture evidence I sent you is not true. Every idiot saw that 6 round drills covered up 7 symbols on this canvas, and there was no way around it. I even sent her more pictures showing her a row of 6 round beads and then a row of 6 square beads. And the square beads, because they were ever moment beads, fit perfectly on these 6 symbols. Yeah, she still kept discussing with me that it would make no sense to send me a new canvas because the canvases are all the same, no matter if it's round or square. And I kept telling her, no, round beads are bigger. They physically can't fit right on a square canvas. It's not possible. Freaking hell. Yeah. After 3 days, she finally said, okay, let me talk to the, and I quote, designers. So the guy who's pushing the button on the computer generator. Got it. And I think it didn't even take half an hour before she came back and told me, we are going to send you a new kit. Finally. 3 days of my life, people. 3 days. So they sent out, or I thought they sent out a new canvas actually. They actually sent me a whole kit. And this time, yay, it was actually a round canvas. I knew because it had circles. Yoo-hoo. The happiness didn't last long because this canvas had several puckers. That was the moment I thought, no, I give up. I can't discuss again with them for I don't know how many days that you can't just put down the drills on top of the puckers. Because that's also something sellers like to tell you. Just put the beads down, it's going to work fine. Yeah. Love you too. So this canvas is still in my stash. The puckers aren't super big, so I'm going to try to fix them, and I'm going to do this painting at some point. I just can't tell you if it will be in this or the next decade, quite honestly, because every time I look at it I get angry. So AZQSD, horrible customer service. Except for the puckers, the painting actually looked good once I had the right canvas and the right drills. I also ordered a bag of squares from them because I thought it would be good to have them in stash in case I get another painting with crappy 3865. Yeah. After I ordered, I learned they are a Huacant company, and when I saw the drills, I knew they are a Huacant company. So as far as square drills go, again, if you like pain, sure, go ahead, order. Otherwise, not recommended. Next one on the list was the Laoji One store, and you have probably heard about this store because this is the first and I think so far only store on AliExpress I've seen that offers all the paintings they have in square, round, which they actually call magic, and crystal, which they call pebble. I've tried all 3 types, and I would say if you're interested in doing a full crystal, yes, try them out, but keep in mind, crystals don't offer as much contrast as these drills do. So choose a design that is not too detailed. Anything comic is good in my opinion, so that he offers these little Japanese dolls, for example. I'm pretty sure they will look good once done. I did this super colorful Lisa Frank horse. That was okay too. Rachel did a geisha painting and that didn't look good at all. It had too many similar colors in there and there isn't enough contrast in the crystals for that. So that was not a good result really. Rounds and squares from my side not recommended. The squares are the same meh quality than from a lot of stores right now. They didn't pop as bad as Hurricane, but they had a lot of tension and they did pop in places. So I was not impressed by them. The rounds they had very pretty round drills, but the rounds were very small. So I think that this store special purchases them, and that's maybe the reason why they use so few colors in their paintings. Another minus point in my opinion, because the shading on the paintings was horrible. But these round drills actually fit on a square canvas. I tried it on the same Rainbow Wolf one, honestly. And they would fit, but they did not fit very well. So they created a lot of tension and stuff like that. They did pop in some places, not in many. But my main issue actually was the colors. So they don't give you a whole lot of colors. So if you get one of the crystal paintings, that's not an issue. They don't have a lot of contrast anyway. So 30, 40 shades, yeah, you won't notice. For the round and the square though, I also had, I think, 19 and 20 or 21 respectively. That was not enough. The shading on these looked absolutely atrocious. So yeah, not recommended at all. The Color Whisper store. That was the first store I bought test paintings from, which are the smallest round and squares, and I test them. And both were on my no list afterwards. The squares, because of the quality, they were not the worst, but they were also not very good. They had tension, they had a bit of popping. I didn't like it. I liked the picture I got. It was this cat face with the blue butterfly, so I liked this very much. But I would have liked a better drill quality, because it's really sad if you have a pretty picture and the drills look like meh. And they warp the canvas because of the tension and even pop in some places. Couldn't I have noticed this sooner? This is starting to hurt. Yeah. The round drills... the drills were okay, but we had once again this issue with the two big circles, and it was absolutely impossible to put the drills down so that you wouldn't see the circles around the drills. And as I said, for me this is an absolutely no criteria. If I have this, I'm not going to purchase from this company again. It's not much of an issue if you predominantly prefer dark colors in your paintings and you only have a few light ones, but I am usually more of a light color person, and you will see these freaking circles. So yeah. And of course this color is also wrong. I wonder why I didn't start with the first color in the row, because that would have been the one I was looking for. I tell you, people. Okay, so they are all gone. Let's start over. So yeah, that's the Color Whisper store. The next, oh, Katze. She stepped in the drills, of course, spilling them down with you. The next one was the Gua Xing official store. That was probably horrible. I don't care. They didn't care about quality either. So I bought one of the coffee cats from them. And this is another store that doesn't give you a whole lot of shades with their paintings, and the quality was very meh. Not the best. So let's work with this one again, and this is actually Q, not R. Let's put it down on Q. How about that? So yeah, I binned this painting. Sad about it because I really wanted to do the coffee cats for my kitchen, but I was not going to put myself through another 30 by 40 with, quite honestly, not good drills that would give me a lot of grief in some sections where the bad colors are, and yeah, and then the shading wasn't very impressive either. So yeah, it's in the bin. No recommendation for me. And I forgot one shop. Oh, Katze, nein. Oh, now she's overdoing it, stepping into anything. I forgot one shop earlier. I don't know how I missed it. It's Evermoment. I ordered my so far only custom ever from Evermoment, and I was extremely impressed with them. I contacted Zoe, sent her this super old picture of my grandfather taken in the 50s when he was still a young man. It was a black and white picture, as you can imagine, and the contrast wasn't very good like it used to be back in the day. And she actually managed to do a very good rendering of it, and it turned out gorgeous. The canvas was extremely good quality, so the material thick, the adhesive is very, very good. I didn't have any issues with bubbles or puckers or any of the fun stuff that comes with it. The print was exceptionally clear, and the drill quality was the best I had seen to this point. And it stayed for a long time. So yeah, Evermoment is for AliExpress, a bit on the pricey side, you all know that. But they are also my favorite store on AliExpress, and the one I would always, always, always return to. So absolutely recommended. And as you know, I recently unboxed more Evermoment paintings, and their drill quality is still very good. They have not dropped. So I don't know which manufacturer for drills they are using, but whichever it is, they clearly have a deal with them not to F them over, pardon my French. So that's Evermoment, totally yes. Next one was the Shuozi Point drill store, and that's probably again butchered brutally, but I don't care because that's another wholehearted do not recommend. Yeah, lay down and stay there. A do not recommend. I once again ordered a square and a round down. Oh, cats. I ordered a square and a round, and the square had the same issues like most of the square paintings right now do. There was tension, there was a little bit of popping, nothing major. I was just not impressed. It was not as much fun as I was hoping. So it's not the worst store, but to me it's not worth the effort, because using drills that don't fit very well to me is effort, and I do this to relax and not to put myself through the crafty ringer. So yeah, no, I would not buy from them again, but they weren't super bad either. The rounds, on the other hand, for one, the canvas was super bad. I've never had a canvas that threw so many bubbles after unboxing. And then the round drills also popped. So rounds, no recommendation from me. Maybe it was an outlier and I should try again because it was really exceptionally, pick this drill up, exceptionally bad. But I really don't have the motivation to. If someone from you want to do it, please go ahead and let me know. Next up was the Fun Store. It is an Ever Moment store, as the name already suggests, and they clearly, if you ask them, they clearly said, yes, we belong together. It's a different store owner, but they, I guess they use the same factory, basically. So same good quality, highly recommended. No issues whatsoever so far with anything I have ordered from them. And I just unboxed 2 paintings from them. The Matryoshka Love DIY store. Well, as you know, I have repurchased from them, so this is probably a sign that I like them, and I do. The square painting had a bit of an overcrowding in some places, but actually nothing that you really noticed while working on it. It just wasn't the brilliant drill quality I am used to from other companies, so I wasn't super impressed, but I wasn't super disappointed either. I've worked with much worse. So if you want to give it a try, go ahead. What I liked a lot were the round paintings, or the round painting I did. And this is why when I reordered, I ordered 2 round paintings from them, and we will see how they turn out, if I still like them afterwards. But I have a feeling I will. The YI Bright store. The squares, once again, this is going to sound very repetitive, but pretty much all the stores have the same issue right now. The drill quality is just subpar in my eye. There was a bit of popping, there was a lot of overcrowding. I was not impressed. Working on this painting was, in certain parts, not fun at all. In some parts it was okay. It depended on the colors, really. The round was great to work on. My beef with it is that it doesn't really look like I wanted it to look once it was done. If you compare the photo of the flower and the finished painting, yeah, it's not the same. It's the one from my stash, if you remember, where the background in the painting is all black, and in the original photo it was actually several shades of green, surprisingly. So, yeah. It's okay. Probably wouldn't go to them for anything photorealistic, because they clearly don't provide you with a true to-picture color choice. So it would probably work for anything more comic-y. But here, I would not buy from them again. Let's put it that way. But I've had worse. The Anna Core store. Yeah, that one was okay for squares. They fit pretty well. I had no overcrowding. Some of the drills were not good quality as far as little bits on the side and so forth go. So you have these. Oh yeah, you're super cute. I'm a bit sorry I put the camera down so far, because you can't actually see how cute she is rolling around in front of me. You don't know what you're missing, human. Cats. In my next life, I'm going to be a cat. It was okay. I've had much worse. So I guess I would say, yeah, you can give it a try. As far as rounds go, we had the circle issue again. You could see the circle around the lighter colors. I'm not impressed. No recommendation to buy. Hey, bud. Next one was Moon Crescent. The square one, again, super repetitive, overcrowding. I had no actual popping, it was just overcrowding and warping the canvas a bit. So where you have these places where you can actually put down, it's like a bubble in the canvas, but it's actually just the tension of the drills raising the canvas. That was something I encountered with that, but it was mostly okay. The round drills, I liked the drills, I liked the result of the image, but my canvas was horrible as far as the print goes. It was very blurry. Some symbols I just guessed, because even with the light pad it was impossible to say which one it actually was. So I tried to differentiate by shades of green. It was mainly the green parts and the brown parts, so this was really, really not good. But you didn't see any circles around the drills. The drills were pretty and sparkly, and the finished painting looked good. So at some point I would like to reorder a round painting from them and see if this was maybe just a one-time thing. Because that's always possible, but right now I have so much in my stash, I'm not going to go back and order anything from them. I'm not sure if I can actually say go ahead and try, because if the canvas is this blurry every time, I don't want to be the one to recommend them to you, quite honestly. Which is a bit sad, but okay. Star Store was the next one. This is actually, I don't think they offer a lot of diamond paintings in total, but they offer a lot of these special drew partials, and that's what I bought from them. I didn't buy any regular paintings from them, I just bought these. And I can't say anything bad about them. They delivered. Delivery was in a very quick time, actually. Katze. And yeah, I was happy with them. They delivered everything I ordered. That's something I probably should mention, because I have a few more on the list that didn't mention this. I didn't manage this. Go away, cat. Don't know why she's so fascinated with the tray with the sticky drills. So yeah, if you like to do these partial special drill paintings, please give the Star Store a try. They are also very cheap. So yeah, not the worst. Ah! Yeah, Kitty, you can lie down, but please not so close to the adhesive. So next one was the Sophie Beauty official store, and that was a bit of a mixed bag, because my round was not a good experience. I had very weird colors that didn't look super good once the painting was finished. At least to me it didn't. It didn't look super bad either, but it was this color point cat, and actually with a color point that is very clearly a brown color point, it is still exceptionally strange to me that there was hardly any brown in this painting. I get it, you have colors that don't look right at first but need to be there to give you the right shading, yada yada yada, I know that. But for something that is brown, you would still expect brown to be in there, right? So it wasn't in there, and I didn't like how this turned out in the end. Did I already mention that some of the drills popped and still pop? Well, if not, they did. On the other hand, my square was very good quality and I liked it a lot, except for the shading that could have been better, but That's always a risk you encounter when you order very small paintings. I tried to order paintings that should, in theory, still look good even though they are small. Maybe I didn't chose the right one for that, but at least the drill quality was very, very good. No issues there. And then I talked to Dutch Dog Diamond Painting. She's another great YouTuber, so please check her out. And she also did a square Sophie Beauty, and I think also round, I'm not so sure. But she actually had overcrowding and popping issues with her square. I think she also did a round, because I believe she was the one who told me her round was good. And I went back and I reordered. It's one of my first unboxings here on the channel. The colorful koi fish is another Sophie Beauty, and I'm going to try and do this one in the not too far future. And cat, please don't lie down on the keyboard. Ooh, the angry tail. I keep forbidding stuff. Bad human, bad human. So let's try again and see. I mean, flump. We'll see. Let's wait for that. So for squares, my personal experience is, yes, you can order them. Be cautioned that other people had other experience, but this is basically all my personal experience. So don't take it as gospel. Just take it as my experience and run with it however you like. For rounds, I'm still on the fence until I have completed the second painting, and then I will have a final verdict. No, Evershine. I know for sure that Evershine claims they are not part of the Huracan family, but there are so many people who actually say they are that I tend to think they are, especially after my experience with their paintings. I think they are, because this quality was very familiar to me in a bad way. So the round painting I did was this little white kitty, and I still believe, even though it is very small, it should not have looked as horrible as it did. So round, yeah, they fit good on the canvas. They sparkle. The print was mostly okay. There were a few parts of the canvas where the print was very blurry, especially for the white symbols. That was not easy to work with. But overall, I would not suggest ordering from that shop, especially not for the squares. That was another coffee cat, and I've actually uploaded a WIP Chat working on that one not so long ago, and I'm quite sad to say that I binned it right after this WIP Chat, because things just kept popping up, and I was fed up with that. So, once again, not a recommendation on both parts. The daily use everyday store. That was another store I ordered partial special drills paintings for. And that store, let me tell you, they sent me a tracking number, and like it happens from time to time, that tracking number was dead. I told them. They did the usual "don't worry dear" bullshit, and asked me to be patient. I waited another couple of weeks, contacted them again, told them the number is still dead. It's not going to come alive. Maybe you might want to check. Yeah. More BS, more "don't worry, just be patient. We love you so much, customer, but please don't give us any work. We don't give a damn." We came close to the buyer protection running out, and you might know that is 60 days. I contacted them again and told them the buyer protection is running out. This shipping number is still 100% dead. Believe me, these paintings are not going to arrive. We extended the buyer protection. Please be more patient. Wait a few more days. Blah, blah, blah. That happened a couple more times. I have never been as patient with anyone as I have been with this seller. And a couple of days ago, when we reached the 4-month mark, I had enough. I failed a dispute. So today I actually got a message from them, again getting very familiar with me, which I don't appreciate, and telling me not to worry, they had refunded me. So I don't know, the dispute is officially still open. AliExpress has not closed it. They have not contacted me and asked me if I was happy, and I don't know how this works. I've never closed a dispute on my side. Not sure. If I check my app, I actually see that I have 3 paintings in dispute. That was that order. But if I tap on it, this is empty, so I can't do anything with that. I haven't checked on the PC yet. I have no freaking clue. But from my side, an absolute no recommend, because, yeah. They are just stealing your time. Even if they don't steal your money, because you can dispute for it and get it back, they are stealing your time. Which is very inconsiderate. The lovely PET or lovely Pat, I don't know, it's all uppercase, the PET store. Once again, I'm not going to recommend them. That's another partial special drill store, and I actually ordered 7 paintings from them. One was a 4-piece set, and the other 3 were separate paintings, and I got the 3, but they never shipped out the 4-piece set, and I told them multiple times. I even made a screenshot of my order and wrote after each article, received it, not received it. They completely ignored that. So in the end, I had to file a dispute yet again, and AliExpress agreed, and I got my money back on that one. So the paintings I got were good. The problem is I didn't get all of them, and it was not possible to solve this issue with them. Why are you trying to climb over my chair? It's the 3rd time now you've done that. So I would say no, not recommended. I mean, you can try, maybe you have more luck than I do. I'm just very fed up with sellers who try to bullshit me right now. And they are clearly on the list. And then I have one more, and these are all just AliExpress shops. I'm not going to talk about Diamond Art Club or Diamond Shop. You already know I love them and recommend them. So the last one is Mayan, the Mayan official store. I have completed the hydrangeas, and this kit was an absolute joy to work with. I would absolutely recommend this store, but I can't say right now if I will order again because of something that has come up very recently. As you might remember, they shipped my order using TNT as the delivery service, which I didn't have an issue with. I was kind of surprised because I know these guys are pretty expensive, and it's very unusual that something I don't have to pay shipping for would be shipped that way, but they did. And I think it was last week, I received an invoice from TNT charging me a whopping 50+ euros for them handling my customs for this order. So basically they charged me 23 euros for taxes. The seller put 27 dollars as the value of the packet in the papers. 27, that would have meant I probably, depending on the exchange rate, I might have had to pay tax because the threshold is 22 euros. But it would have been something like not even 5 euros. So what they did is, because the seller didn't put in any kind of shipping costs in the papers, they estimated what it would cost to ship something of that weight with them from China to Germany. And they came up with close to 100 euros of shipping costs. I don't know if you know, but if you have to pay customs, they charge you for the overall value of the package, and that includes shipping. I don't know why I have to pay tax for shipping, but I have. So my 60 euro package suddenly became a 120 euro package. Tax is 19%, so 23 euros and a few cents for customs. If they had used the real value, which I get they couldn't guess because the seller put the wrong one in the papers, but they could have asked. That's what DHL does. They ask you to bring in the real documentation to prove what you have paid for your order. If they had asked, I would have provided them with that, or I would have told them, please don't do this for me, give it to customs. I'll go into the customs office and I will handle this myself. I don't need you to do that for me. They just estimated and thought, yep, that's 23 euros. And because we did all this for her now, we are going to charge her for the service, of course, which was another 30 euros. So I contacted TNT and told them, you know, why do you do this without asking and then charge me a buttload of money for something I didn't ask for? And then this guy on the phone asked, oh, you didn't ask us to do this? And I said, no, I did not. Well, then you can write an email to this and this address and tell them that you are not the one who asked us to do this and you are not willing to pay for the service charges, and we will give you a new invoice over the amount minus the service charge, because you are not the one who actually requested this. Bravo. Well, I wrote to this address. I told them I am not going to pay for this. I decline. Please send me a new invoice. And by the way, the value you used for this package is completely wrong. I did not pay any shipping for it, let alone nearly 100 euro. Am I an idiot? Paying 100 euro shipping? For something that cost me 60? I think not. Well, it took them about 4 days. They finally wrote back and they said, we are going to send you a new invoice over the customs without our service charge. And then she tried to explain to me how they assumed the shipping charge based on what I just told you. And yeah, I wrote back and told her, yeah, but my issue is I didn't pay any shipping. I can prove that. I don't want to overpay. You're charging me twice as much as I would have to pay because you worked with the wrong numbers. And please, for the future, tell me how I can avoid that you will touch any of my shipments going through your company again and do customs without asking for the proper paperwork, just assuming, because I learned from my UK co-workers that you should never assume because it makes an ass out of you and me. Yeah, they haven't replied yet. I don't know. So if I want to order from me, and again, I actually have to take it up with the seller and ask him to use a different shipping service, not to use TNT again. because I don't want to pay stuff I don't have to pay for. I have no issue whatsoever when customs picks out one of my packages and I have to go in and show them the documentation and get charged my 19%. That's not an issue at all. I mean, I don't want to do that. I could buy more diamond paintings from that money. But if it happens, it happens. I mean, I've been buying stuff from outside of the EU for 15 years now. So yeah, I know customs, no problem. I know it's a risk. I calculate this in, not an issue, but I don't want to overpay. Who wants to overpay? And what I especially don't appreciate is if someone forces you to use a service you don't want. I never asked them to do my customs for me. Especially not if you think about the costs for that. Who pays 30 euros for something like that? I mean, I can understand if someone lives far, far away from the next customs office. I don't know if this actually happens here, but maybe in the very rural areas, I don't know. But I have to drive 10 kilometers to the next customs office. That's nothing. That's my way to work, literally. The customs office is about 500 meters away from my office. So, what? And at least these guys don't overcharge me. If I show them that I paid no shipping, they will accept I paid no shipping and don't just assume I paid 100 whooping euros for shipping. So yeah, the store is such, the shipping time, the service. I even contacted them about a customs once. I didn't buy the custom painting, but I contacted him and he was very helpful, trying his best. Bit of a language problem there. His English is not super good, but it was fine. So no problem there whatsoever. The quality of the painting is great. I can't wait to do the other paintings I got from them. But at least for you guys in Germany, please be careful if you order from that store, or you might have the same fun as I do right now. So I'm really excited to see if they will come back and answer to my second email at some point, or if they are just going to ignore me and send me the new invoice. If they ignore me, I will try and talk to the seller and see if it is possible to not use TNT. Otherwise, I won't be buying from them again. Which would be a pity, because I have quite a few paintings from their shop on my wish list. And I would like to go back and purchase more from them once I have completed the ones I already have. Oh, yeah. So this is the last one on the list. I have more shops I have bought from, but I haven't completed the paintings yet. So like I said, not going to say anything about them. I did not think that I would talk for nearly an hour and 20 minutes about this, quite honestly. But at least I've got a WIP Chat done. You saw me being an idiot and putting the wrong color down on a lot of symbols. Pick them all off again. Yeah, it happens to everyone, I know, but it's always so annoying when I only noticed I don't know how far in and have to pick them all off again. Anyway, guys, I'm going to stop this here. This has been long enough. I don't know if you are actually still with me. If you are, wow, you are amazing. Maybe if you're still with me, you like this WIP Chat, so leave me a thumbs up if you might like so. Maybe even a comment. I would appreciate this very much. I'm sorry that this whole list sounded very negative to you, but like I said, I'm very picky about the quality of the stores I buy from, so there aren't very many that I would wholeheartedly recommend. I hope that the overall quality will improve very soon, that maybe more stores will bring up this issue with the drills and get the manufacturers to comply to some sort of quality control, because quite honestly, I know some people just ignore it and say everything is fine, and and just soldier through, but I don't know how they do that. I really don't. It sucks all the fun out of it for me if the square drills just don't fit or don't look right, or yeah. Maybe I do have OCD. I'm pretty sure I don't, but sometimes I wonder myself. Who knows? Ugh. Anyway, I was saying goodbye. Why am I still talking? So, yeah. If you want, subscribe maybe to keep informed about videos on my channel. Please come back for the third and final part of this series, where I'm going to compare the two finished paintings and to hopefully show you which one now actually does show more detail. And to see if you agree with that. Very excited about that one. Alright guys, that's it from me today. Talk to you very soon. Bye bye.